Of all the candles on this chart, this most recent candle right here is by far the most bullish. And if you're wondering what this chart is, this is the S&P 500 with quarterly candles dating back to 1993. When you see this level of buying pressure after a significant dip like this, and then you see it forming a bullish engulfing candle, not only going beyond the previous body, but also going beyond the previous wick, that is incredibly significant. And in my opinion, it means over the next year to year and a half, we are going to have one major irrational pump, a pump that doesn't quite make sense. And then we're probably going to have a crash similar to what we saw with the dot-com bust or with the great financial crisis. This reminds me a lot of 1998 going into 1999. We had the roaring 90s. We had this point right here where it seemed like it was over and we were going to crash really hard. But then we had a V-shaped recovery and had an incredible rally in the S&P 500, in the NASDAQ, and in the Dow Jones. But then the S&P 500 dropped almost 50%, the NASDAQ dropped 80%, and the dot-com bubble had burst. Personally, I think that there are a lot of signs in the system that we're going to go through something similar. It makes a lot of sense for the markets to crash now based off of everything that I see economically, but the market can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. And it makes sense to me, this idea that we would have this last final irrational pump before the crows come home to roost. So maybe for like the next year to year and a half, things are going to be really good. But my encouragement, this is what I'm going to be doing at least, is I'm going to be like an ant gathering up everything he can in the summer and fall in preparation for the winter.